Okay, so this is a presentation, rather an introduction to the product LanguageForge as it exists today. And so I'm just going to walk us briefly through so we all kind of understand what LanguageForge is and the different features that exist in it. LanguageForge is an actively developed SIL product, and so we do maintain resources for assistance, for learning about the product. We have our SIL community site, which does occasionally get questions on there, and the development team does monitor that. So I encourage you to also encourage others to check out the community site and ask questions on there, and also answer other people's questions if you're able to. We also have a YouTube channel, which is where I publish LanguageForge how-to videos and update videos. It's associated with PIAP University, which is where I'm currently at, broadcasting and doing this Zoom meeting. We develop all of our software on GitHub, and you can find kind of what's active over on GitHub through this, including our development process board. So one of the core features that LanguageForge was designed from the very beginning is the ability to share the dictionary easily with others. And so this dialogue represents our sort of management of users and their roles. You can send them an invite via email, or just simply copy a link, an invite link, which you could paste on social media or send over messaging services like WhatsApp or Signal, Telegram. And you can control, what kind of access they have. There's 4 roles essentially: a manager, which has full control. You've got the editing role, which is just able to make changes, and then commenting and viewing are roles that you can't make any changes, but in the commenter case, you can leave comments, you can reply to other people's comments, and then the viewer is simply just that observer role, which is important when you want to share early. Another core feature of LanguageForge is that it is built with a mobile UI in mind, and so the ability to easily fire up your dictionary and edit or browse it on the go is important. And it's available because it's a web app, it is available on all the modern browsers, including Chrome on Android and mobile Safari. And then sort of one of the side effects of that is that you can install it as an app on your desktop, so you can get a little icon on your computer. We do have an Android app, and I'll highlight that here, and the analytics will show that we do have quite a number of users. A good chunk of our users are on Android, but the Android app unfortunately has fallen into, it's out of date, and so it's got some limitations, and we need to work on updating that. As far as working with audio, I do see the ability to record audio in LanguageForge, whether it's on your phone or on your desktop, and easily pull that into your project as one of our core features. We've actually had some work on this recently in the last few months, and so I'm excited to be able to offer this in conjunction with some changes that have happened on the back end to allow bigger file sizes to in the send and receive is really going to make a big difference, I think, for those working in recording audio into Flex and into LanguageForge. So we're working on that process, and we're hoping that it'll get smoothed out over the next few months. But as you can see here, we have the ability to convert audio to one of the latest, most efficient codecs for instead of just using MP3, which has been around for many decades. And then the ability for that audio to go back and forth between Flex and LanguageForge. So not only can you record audio on your mobile phone and have that directly go right into the entry and send and receive it, but you can also take that dictionary with you on the go and play audio wherever you are with your phone in your pocket. Similarly, pictures uploading, like taking pictures on your phone and then attaching those directly to the entry without having to manage files is one of the core features of LanguageForge. The commenting system, while it hasn't changed a lot in the last few years, it is one of our core features, and the ability to see what entries have comments and sort those comments based upon their status, whether they're resolved or unresolved, and be able to process them, like build your own workflow type of thing. There's a lot of work that I think we could do to make this better, but I'm happy to say that there have been a number of projects that have used the commenting system quite extensively. And so we need to do more work and follow up to find out how they've been using it, what's been working well and what hasn't. In LanguageForge, there are some simple searching capabilities, like it's basically just a single, like type in a text string and then the results list appears showing you how many matches there were. We do have a whole word match and a match diacritics. This feature set is very, very light compared to what you can do in Flex. So if you need to do any kind of advanced searching or sorting, you're going to want to do that in Flex. We do offer some basic filtering, so like finding entries with or without comments, with or without audio or pictures or example sentences. And you can use those filters to build some very basic workflows for users. We don't do sort as nearly as well as Flex, so there's a lot of work that could be done there, specifically for minority languages. So we just have a default Unicode sort, and it doesn't take into account all of the advanced sorting capabilities that Flex does. So I think that's a definite area that would need some work, and it's not trivial, as the Flex team knows. There's a lot of smarts that go into that. Another core feature of LanguageForge is the ability to narrow down the fields of the dictionary to the ones that are relevant for a particular user or role. And this UI, while it's full of checkboxes, actually enables you to narrow down exactly which input systems and fields a particular role or user can see. And we know that this has room for improvement, and so one of the objectives this week will be how we can make this a better UI and make it more effective for people who want to use this feature. Viewing project activity is also something that is core to LanguageForge, and this actually, I didn't get a chance to update my slide, but we actually are building a new activity view that is utilizing our it's a new technology that we're building each view with called Svelte. And so we've already started that. And essentially, project activity helps you understand what's going on in the project, who's doing what and when, and the ability to track that, because that is something that is hard to see, especially if you're using Flex Send and Receive and not able to quickly determine like what's changed. And really, LanguageForge doesn't stand on its own. It's really standing on the shoulders of a giant, which is Flex. And LanguageForge isn't useful without Flex. So the two are companion products where really the only way to get your data in and out of LanguageForge is through syncing with Flex. So we've put a lot of work into it, and there's still a ton of work to do to make more fields compatible with Flex. But our audio and our images and the comments, to the extent that the Flex commenting system that we can put comments in, those things are all syncing back and forth between Flex. Input systems are synced initially, and we need to, there's currently some room for improvement there with syncing input systems from Flex into LanguageForge. I've got just a simple diagram which outlines what I see as our lexical tools ecosystem as it exists today. Now, the next presentation is going to talk, or one of the next ones is going to talk about all of the, like a kind of a walk through memory lane or history. And so there's other ones that you could put on here that you, if you're working in this space, that you would encounter those other programs like Toolbox, for example, or WeSay's on here still. But these are the ones that are in wide use and for the most part still supported. Yeah, so that's my overview of the LanguageForge features.